What I'm about to do is drop into the bowl the amount of firepower that's represented by the nuclear weapons that are now active in the world, most of them in the possession of the United States and Russia.
Today was an arraignment for the Vandenberg15, 15 individuals who were arrested for trespass at Vandenberg Air Force Base.
We were arrested February 25 for crossing the line and attempting to stop an intercontinental ballistic missile test, a missile that was going to be shot toward the Mariana Islands, and at the cost of over $28 million for that one particular launch.
Every defendant who was here today pleaded not guilty, and so there will be a trial. A trial is set for October 17th. October 17th, there'll be a trial.
We're here today to create a dialogue, a culture of understanding, which will allow for the abolition of nuclear weapons in its finality, also immediately for the ending of testing of the Minuteman III missiles.
I'm here because I'm a big resistor of drone weapons. Our country is spreading drone warfare, a very immoral weapon where we are assassinating people just on our will without any trial to determine if anyone's guilty of anything. We're assassinating, targeting human beings in their homes, in restaurants, in their cars, on the highway, in ways that has never been tolerated in human history before. And it's all being done without much awareness by the American public.
I'm actually looking forward to the trial. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to hear and speak the truth, which I think is always what brings us into integrity with ourselves. So it feels to me like an opportunity to do that. I believe that we're not guilty by reason of necessity, and that's what we hope to prove in the trial.
I believe that what we did was essential for this country. We stood up and said no to this intercontinental ballistic missile launch. These missiles carry nuclear warheads. Nuclear warheads are the greatest threat to the future of this planet that exists. And the United States continues to take provocative actions in testing intercontinental ballistic missiles from Vandenberg Air Force Base. In the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, it says in Article 6 that the parties are obligated to nuclear disarmament and a cessation of the nuclear arms race at an early date. That treaty was entered into force in 1970, and these missile tests are a continuation of the nuclear arms race. So that's a big problem.
Why do we have 20,000 of these weapons that could potentially end all complex life on Earth as we know it? We've got to eliminate them all now before they eliminate us.
Now we have an ongoing dialogue. So since the Cold War, we as environmentalists, as environmental justice organizers, as indigenous rights and culture workers, we're pretty educated now. We were just children, brother, during the Cold War. We had no idea.
We did a simple act. We crossed a line.
A green line.
But the bigger crossing of the line is to hold these terrible weapons on hair trigger alert still 20 years after the Cold War, to hold these weapons on hair trigger alert so they could be fired and used in a matter of minutes. And what kind of example are we setting for the rest of the world to be launching missiles and testing missiles that carry these nuclear warheads? Mm-hmm. It's really wrong. That's the crime, and that's the crime we're protesting.
Yes.
Also, I'd like to say that I asked the judge today, since she will in all probability be serving as our judge and jury, that's a very important responsibility and a heavy weight upon her shoulders. And we want to support her. We want to support her in making the best possible decision for our great nation, because our children's futures are at stake, in both economically and with the possibility, the very real threat of nuclear war.
I do this because, and I think You make a promise to yourself as as children, as young people, and I did the same. And I think that I do this for my four granddaughters. I do this for your children, and that this is what we do. We act out of conscience. We walk a soul activity and a heart activity. This is the new world. This is what we do. This is what we always wanted to do. For the future, always oppose destruction of Mother Earth. Protect and defend her, but peacefully.